Hey guys, happy full moon. I hiked out to my favorite cave in Topanga to watch the sunset for the full moon and decided, hey, this is the greatest place to film a video. And it is. I'm so excited. So happy full moon from this beautiful sandy cave. It's a full moon in Capricorn conjunct Saturn, which is retrograde. We also had a Sun-Saturn opposition today. So there's a lot of Saturn energy in the cosmos, which is very dense, very still. It can be somewhat sobering. There can be a general feeling of dissatisfaction with where we are, or a feeling of lack or not achieving all we want to achieve, which is very Capricorn. Capricorn has extremely high standards for itself and everyone else, and tends to always feel like it's not working hard enough, or like there's not enough time in the day to get everything accomplished. And it can be difficult to even think of taking time off because it just doesn't seem like there's time. And we have so many planets retrograde right now, so it can be very hard to get things moving, or it can feel like we're treading water and getting nowhere. Seems like things aren't moving ahead as fast as they should be, considering how much we're working right now. But I think it's just important to know about this heavy Saturn influence this full moon, and know that if there's some worry or insecurity coming up, that it's kind of just par for the course when you're talking about all of this Saturn and when you have this many planets in retrograde. And of course, because all these planets are retrograde, there's so much happening internally right now. Retrograde is about going inward and having entire belief systems and structures torn apart, and then having to adapt and reorganize very quickly. So, just don't be too hard on yourself, and focus on the achievements that you have made. Look at where you were 6 months ago. Recognize how much has happened, how much you have accomplished. And this full moon is squaring Chiron in Aries, which is about personal identity. So we can be questioning our personal identity right now. And I think that in a way, this is happening because the authority figures who have in many ways shaped the structure or the lens through which we construct our personal identity, because authority figures are the ones that tell us what is right, what is wrong, how we should dress, the laws we should follow, all of those things. Because mass opinion of the figures which are in authority is shifting, and because there's a general lack of respect that's developing around the people who are in charge because of the way that they're conducting themselves, and because they're truly revealing themselves to be dishonest and a charade, because they're losing collective respect, we're also going to start seeing the collective change how they see themselves, because they're going to realize, wait a second, you told me, that I had to be this way, but now I don't see you following your own rules, so why should I follow yours? So there's a shift in our identities occurring. And I think that we're really looking at the gaps, the places where we're not fully expressing ourselves, where we're not fully loving ourselves, and starting to question why, and the structures that put those belief systems in place. Also regarding modes of conduct and, the rules that we follow, people stop following the rules when they don't respect the people that put them in place. You know what I mean? So I think as this happens, one thing that comes up for me is that as the masses stop looking to the people in authority for answers, the majority, which haven't been programmed to think much for themselves, at first will look elsewhere for answers, and they're going to be looking at the people that have dedicated their lives to finding answers to the problems that we all face. Environmental concerns. So this is environmentalists, hippies, people that have been focused around saving the planet and protecting the rights and freedom and safety of the people that reside on the planet. So as people lose respect for authority, they're going to start looking towards us, the people that fall in the category of New Age or whatever you want to call it, the people that have been voicing, encouraging, prophesizing the paradigm shift for a long time. I think that it's not going to be long before we aren't considered crazy anymore. That's all changing. So there is an added responsibility now that we have, the people that have been advocating these types of changes and that have been anticipating this moment in time. It's here now, and it's only going to continue to shift in this direction. So I think that we have a responsibility now that we can consider on this very still and sobering full moon, concerned with Father Time, mortality, leaving something behind for the people that come after you. I think that it's a time to consider what that means, having a responsibility. And some of this is about time management, looking at the way that we spend our time. Are we utilizing our time, the best way that we could? Are there certain distractions that are taking us away from our fullest potential? Social media, those types of distractions, And so it can be a time for getting a real clear look at those things and setting standards and thinking of ways that we can then meet those standards so we can feel a real sense of pride and achievement. And honor. Time management is about honoring the self, because it's about honoring your own time and really effortlessly weeding out the things that aren't deserving of your time because you have self-respect. So that's what I'm feeling into this Capricorn full moon. Capricorn, which is such a stoic and honorable archetype. It's an archetype where we can really get a clear view, a clear and realistic view at the best versions of ourselves. And with this moon square Chiron in Aries, looking at the best version of ourselves put through the lens of freely and bravely expressing who we truly are without the restriction of authoritarian figures who are losing our respect and thus losing their control, which is awesome. Anyways, I think that's it. Happy full moon, guys. I will see you guys on Monday with my weekly forecast. Go ahead and please share this video if you like, hit subscribe, and thanks for tuning in. Happy full moon.